Forgotten college football stars who once dominated the field but have since faded from the spotlight. From breaking records set by Barry Sanders to unforgettable plays, these are guys that you've completely forgotten about. Montee Ball. Montee Ball was a football prodigy from the start, from breaking high school records in Missouri to becoming one of the most dominant running backs in college football history. Ball grew up in Wentzville, Missouri, where he quickly made a name for himself at Timberland High School. With a rare combination of speed, power, and vision, Ball shattered records from finishing his high school career with over 8,000 rushing yards and 107 touchdowns. By his senior season, he rushed for over 2,000 yards and 41 touchdowns. Ranked as the 33rd best running back in the nation, college scouts are lining up to get his commitment. After a standout high school career, Ball had his choice of schools. He received offers from top programs, but ultimately he chose the University of Wisconsin. The Badgers had a strong tradition of producing great running backs, and Ball was ready to add his name to that list. Wisconsin was the perfect fit for Ball, a program known for its power running game and dominant offensive line. Little did they know Ball was about to take the Badgers to new heights. Ball arrived in Wisconsin in 2009, and although his freshman year was quiet, he showed glimpses of greatness. By his sophomore season in 2010, he was sharing carries with fellow backs John Clay and James White, but it didn't take long for Ball to become the focal point of the Badgers offense. Ball's breakout came in 2011 in his junior year. He was nothing short of spectacular, racking up over 1,900 yards and 33 touchdowns. Ball tied Barry Sanders' NCAA record for the most touchdowns in a single season, finishing with 39 total. That year, he was named an All-American, finished 4th in the Heisman voting, and led the Badgers to the Big Ten championship. Ball was officially one of the greatest running backs in college football. Despite the accolades, Ball wasn't done. He returned for his senior year in 2012, where he continued to break records. On November 24th, 2012, Ball became the NCAA's all-time leader in career touchdowns with 83. After an unforgettable college career, Ball declared for the 2013 NFL Draft. Scouts praised his vision, durability, and production at Wisconsin, and on draft day, the Denver Broncos selected him with the 58th overall pick in the second round. Ball was expected to be the next big thing for the Broncos, a team led by future Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. In his rookie season, he showcased flashes of brilliance, rushing for over 559 yards and scoring 4 touchdowns, including a breakout game where he ran for 117 yards against the Kansas City Chiefs. Despite his rookie success, Ball's sophomore season in the NFL didn't go as planned. A groin injury in Week 5 derailed his momentum, and by the time he returned, the Broncos had found a new star in running back in CJ Anderson. Ball struggled to regain his starting spot and finished the 2014 season with just 172 rushing yards. By 2015, his NFL career was in jeopardy after a tough preseason. The Broncos waived him. Ball briefly joined the Patriots practice squad but never saw the field again. His NFL career had come to a sudden and disappointing end. While his football career had peaked in college, Ball's post-NFL life was a tough road. He publicly opened up about his struggles with alcoholism, a battle that had started during his college years. Ball later revealed that his drinking spiraled out of control in his NFL days, contributing to the decline of his football career. Today, Ball is a man focused on recovery and redemption. He uses his platform to raise awareness about the dangers of addiction and mental health issues in athletes. In 2023, Ball was inducted into the University of Wisconsin's Athletic Hall of Fame, and fitting tribute to one of the greatest players in Badgers history. He also made the ballot for the College Football Hall of Fame, solidifying his place among the sport's all-time greats. Marqise Lee. Before Marqise Lee became a household name at USC, he was playing football at Junipero Serra High School in California. But getting to that point was anything easy. Marqise had a challenging childhood, moving between homes, living in foster care, and dealing with family tragedies. Sports, especially football and track, became his escape. Lee wasn't just a football player, he was a standout in track, winning long jump titles and even running a blazing 10.74 in the 100-meter dash. With blazing speed and undeniable talent, college football powerhouses came calling. Schools like Florida, Miami, and Oregon wanted him, but in the end, Lee made the decision to stay close to home and join USC. As soon as Lee stepped onto the field at USC in 2011, it was clear that this kid was special. As a freshman, he lined up opposite his former high school teammate in Robert Woods, and together they made one of the most dynamic duos in college football that year. The first year, Lee racked up 73 receptions and over 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. He earned Pac-12 Freshman Co-Offensive Player of the Year honors and was named All Pac-12 Second Team. But it was in 2012 that Marqise truly exploded onto the scene. Against Arizona, he had 16 catches for 345 yards. That set a Pac-12 record and had everybody talking about him as one of the best receivers in the country. He finished his sophomore season with 118 catches, over 1,700 yards, and 14 touchdowns. Lee became the first Trojan to win the prestigious Biletnikoff Award for the best wide receiver in college football, solidifying his status as the nation's top receiver. He also earned unanimous All-American honors, USC had produced great receivers before, but Lee's ability to turn any play into a touchdown made him truly unique. After 3 dominant seasons at USC, Lee declared for the 2014 NFL Draft. The Jaguars selected him in the second round, 39th overall, and the NFL dream was officially in motion. Lee's rookie season in Jacksonville had its ups and downs. He battled through injuries and showed glimpses of the same dynamic playmaking ability he had at USC. In his first season, he put up only 422 yards and scored his first NFL touchdown. Unfortunately, Lee's NFL career was marred by injuries, but even with setbacks, he had some standout moments. In 2016, he posted a career high with 63 receptions and 851 yards. He even returned a 100-yard kickoff for a touchdown, proving that he still had game-breaking speed. By 2017, Lee was a key contributor to the Jaguars team that made it all the way to the AFC Championship. That year, he started 14 games and recorded 702 receiving yards, helping Jacksonville to a playoff berth. He played a big role in their win against the Buffalo Bills in the wildcard round. After his playoff run with the Jaguars, Lee signed a 4-year extension in 2018, but unfortunately a severe knee injury wiped out his entire season. He later joined the New England Patriots but opted out of the 2020 season due to COVID, and a brief stint with the 49ers, he was ultimately released. Bryce Love. Bryce Love grew up in Wake Forest, North Carolina, and quickly made a name for himself as a dual sport athlete, excelling in both track and football. As a track phenom, Bryce set multiple records by the age of 12, showing everyone that speed was his greatest asset, but it was performances on the football field that really got the attention of college scouts. Rated as a 4-star recruit, Bryce was one of the most sought-after running backs in the 2015 class. His 4.42 40-yard dash and track star background made him a perfect fit for any offense that wanted a dynamic playmaker. Schools like Clemson, Georgia, Florida, and Tennessee all made offers, but Bryce decided to take his talents to Stanford. It was a decision that would set a stage for an unforgettable college career. When Bryce arrived in Stanford in 2015, he found himself behind another star running back in Christian McCaffrey. But instead of waiting in the shadows, Bryce used his first 2 seasons to learn and prepare for his breakout. In 2015 and 16, he accumulated over 1,000 rushing yards as McCaffrey's backup, giving fans a glimpse of what's to come. 2017 was Bryce's year. With McCaffrey off to the NFL, Bryce seized his starting role and delivered one of the greatest seasons in Stanford history. In just his first 5 games, Bryce had already rushed for over 1,000 yards, making defenders look like they were running in slow motion. Game after game, he ripped off explosive plays, including a school record 301-yard performance against Arizona State. Bryce finished the 2017 season with 2,118 rushing yards, second in the nation. His 8.1 yards per carry were among the best in college football, and he had an incredible knack for producing huge plays. He was named the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, won the prestigious Doak Award for the best running back in the college football that season, and was a unanimous All-American. He even came close to winning the Heisman Trophy, finishing as the runner-up. After a magical 2017 season, Bryce decided to return for his senior year in 2018, a move that many believed would solidify his status as the top NFL draft pick. But unfortunately, injuries began to take their toll. Throughout his final season, Bryce struggled with an ankle injury and later suffered a torn ACL in the last game of the year. Despite the setbacks, he still managed to rush for 739 yards and 6 touchdowns, but the physical toll was apparent. Even with the injury concerns, Bryce Love's talent was undeniable. In 2019, he was drafted by the Washington Redskins in the 4th round, 112th overall. The Redskins were betting on his recovery and potential, hoping that he could regain his explosive form. However, the ACL injury was more complicated than expected. Bryce spent the 2019 season on the non-football injury list, and despite some hopeful moments in 2020, he was placed on the injury reserve list again. Bryce was activated to practice later in 2020, giving fans a glimmer of hope that he could return to the field. But unfortunately, his knee issues persisted and was never promoted to the active roster. In 2021, Washington made a difficult decision to waive him, marking the end of his time in the NFL without ever playing a game.